This is Andrew for the Chosen Prime with a video review of Takara Tomy MP-33 Cheetus, which is the Masterpiece version of Cheetor from Beast Wars. Here you can see the figure on the right, and here's his box. His box is nicely detailed like all other Masterpiece boxes. Actually, it's the same dimensions as the Autobot cars, same kind of standard size. In the box, you do get the figure in a clamshell in his cat mode, his cheetah mode. He comes with, altogether, he has 3 different cheetah heads. They all have different expressions, and I'll show them off in detail. But then all 3 heads actually have interchangeable eyes. So you have 3 different heads and then 3 different eye options. So I'll show those off. You also get 2 different additional robot mode faces that are additional to the one that he has pre-installed. You get the standard collector's card, as well as some nice instructions. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at detail here for Cheetor. Taking a closer look at Cheetor here, you can see that his overall look is spot on to the original CG animated Beast Wars show. He definitely has those proportions from the show. And then as far as his overall design, looking at some closer up detail here for his spots, they're actually a little bit kind of fuzzy and pixelated. And that's really based off of how the spots look like on the original show. They were kind of compressed for that texture to have that look. The side benefit of it is that the spots actually look kind of fuzzy, as if they would on an actual cheetah's fur. So it's a nice little kind of homage 2 ways to kind of have it that way. I will be up front and say that Cheetor here isn't as kind of solid as the first Masterpiece Beast Wars Optimus Primal. He does hold together, but stuff like where this there's no locking point here for this point on his back that I could see, and just how overall he's a little bit looser, a little bit more delicate, just due to how all the different joints and his transformation just to become the different both the cheetah and the robot mode from this figure. That you had to kind of, there's some concessions there to not have it be as solid, but then you get a whole lot of posability options as well. As far as cheetah mode posing here, the shoulder here can rotate at a pin joint right here if you'd like, but it's really not meant to. It's meant to rotate, the leg's meant to rotate here at this point, which can move forward and back. It also has an outward hinge, so you can move that leg inward and outward. It has a kind of almost a bicep swivel here. You can rotate here at this knee, as well as bend up and down at the knee. And then the paws here in the front can move down as well as up. So with a little bit of patience, you can get some nice poses out of this front paw here, and the paws here in the front do rotate side to side as well. The back of the cat mode here, you can see there is some robot mode kibble, but the legs here can rotate forward and back. They also hinge outwards, so you have some outward movement there. They rotate here at the robot mode knee. The knees can also move more extended and inward. The legs here, these little cat legs here, can rotate inward and outward, and then the toes as well, they can pivot up and down. The tail is posable. It's got 2 joints, so you can move it inward and outward. So again, with a bit of patience, you can get this guy posed in some interesting poses. I've seen some nice photos online of some jumping poses, and then kind of the standard scared Cheetor poses. As far as posability here, he does actually have a port here on the bottom of his stomach here. That if we take one of the standard stands here, this is the stand that actually comes with Masterpiece tracks. You can plug this in here. And here's an example leaping pose utilizing one of the stands. You can see that you can get him in some nice leaping poses where he's more elongated, kind of flying through the air. And it's a nice little bonus. And it gives you, just again, more range of posability options for kind of setting this guy up for your display. And overall, you can see that he is holding securely here on the stand. And it looks quite nice. The final bit of kind of overall kind of cat mode posability features are the different heads. His cat mode head here can pivot side to side on a joint. It can also rotate on the post that it's installed on. You can see here that he does have little kind of clear plastic whiskers, and all 3 heads have those whiskers. All 3 of them do have opening and closing mouths, all slightly different. This is the default eyes that he comes installed with. These are the eyes that just are facing forward. And again, he can look up and down ever so slightly. So the way the mechanism works, if we pull off the head here, here's the stem for the cat mode head. Again, it can look up or look down, it can look up, it can look side to side. And so it just matches up to this peg hole here on the back of the head. And so it's just a matter of when you get a new different head, you just take it and you just peg it in. And it can be a bit tricky because you can see here by pushing it in, this will push the neck stem here in. Well, the problem we have is that it can sometimes, by removing or pulling the head out, you'll pull the head off. So just be a bit patient, kind of getting the head on there, but you can see here once you get it installed, you can look side to side and you get the same kind of overall benefit. This is his angry face. You can see he's got more of a snarl overall than the default head, and you can see where the eyes are pointing to the right. So say for instance we want to move switch out the eyes. It's a matter of taking the head here, removing it, getting a fingernail under this brighter yellow piece here to pull out the eye stems, and here you can see that there's kind of creepily there's eyes that are looking to the right, and so go grab the ones that are looking straight, and it's just a matter of taking those out, replacing them, and then putting them here into the stem. So here now it's very subtle on this particular head, but you can be looking forward here on this one again with the jaw opening up. And then the other head you get is more of a kind of a surprised face here. And you see that this one, his eyes are looking to the left. So you do have a lot of options as far as getting this guy different emotive faces here in his cat mode. And overall, you know, it's nice that they do that to kind of make you have that ability to have the different emotive versions here of Cheetor. So let's go ahead and take a look at his transformation. To transform Cheetor, we need to start by removing his weapons. So his cannon here at his stomach will unpeg from a peg here underneath. We just want to pull it out, and then similarly this part here including the tail will unpeg and lift off the back. We'll set those aside for now. Come to the cheetah legs here, and on this hinge fold them so that they are facing this way on both sides. We'll straighten out the legs for now. Come to the waist here, untab it, and then rotate the waist, and then go ahead and retab it positionally. Essentially what that does is it makes it so the ankle tilts are in the correct position. We will come to his feet here, and they have a soft kind of locking point up top here. We want to pull them downwards and straighten them out. Come to the underside of each leg here, push out on this piece here, and it'll move the kneecap up and lock into place. Take the foot, fold the paw in, and then it'll slide into the back of the leg. His heel spur is right here. We want to grab a hold of that and move it out. And if we push the toe here, it'll find a nice locking position there. And then there's this little flap here that we just fold in, and that is one robot mode complete. So we'll do the other one real quick. So take the foot here, hinge it downwards, come to the inner side of the leg here, push up here to move this kneecap piece into place. Fold this paw, fill into the back of his leg, grab the toe piece, move the foot down until it soft locks, and then close this in. Come to this panel here. We want to fold it downwards so we see the metallic parts, and then push it back against this way so it'll lock into place. Come to the top of the cat here, and we want to untab these two panels here from the head area. And if we look and fold down these arms, you can see there's where the robot mode head sits. It actually sits with the little ears of the robot mode kind of fitting through the stomach here. We want to pull the robot mode head up and then fold it like this. Take the cat mode head and collapse it fully back onto that the neck joint right there. Come to the cat mode arms. We want to straighten them out most of the way. And if we look, here is some little tabs that match this tab hole here on the arms, and we want to hinge the arms so that they peg in here as his backpack. And if we look, there's a peg hole here and a peg here. So as we fold these here for its backpack and lock into place, peg these two legs together, and they will hold themselves together if we rotate them in the correct position. And it'll lock the legs here, the cat mode legs, into place on his backpack like that. Come to the arms here, split this part apart. And then some people have had issues with, there's a mushroom peg here for the robot mode arm, so you might want to be a bit careful. We want to bring the arm out like this. And again, this people might have had issues with some tolerance issues here, so be a little bit careful rotating these around. Like, make sure that you kind of get your fingers kind of on thumbs in the right spot. We'll get the arms fully out of the way. Rotate the bicep, and by default you can see there's this little peg piece here, this blue piece that's on the arm, and normally the reason it does that is so that the arm can shift lower when it's into his stomach mode here. But for now we want to kind of move it up, and then if you can see how this spins, we want to kind of make it so that when you're doing anything, you want to make sure that that part kind of locks together, and always are kind of moving it from this rotational joint. And it's a little quirky on this figure in order to have it kind of fit correctly, but essentially that's the correct way his shoulders should be set up. Rotate the robot mode and the cat mode head around, and now we're going to be collapsing the entire kind of cat mode down into here. Now the whiskers here, they are soft plastic. There is a chance that when this head gets situated here in his stomach, they might bend. I haven't seen the issue, but if you're concerned about it, you can remove the head, the cat mode head here, before you put it in there. But for the true transformation, we want to hinge the cat mode head downward like this. And you can see how it sits here in his stomach with the robot mode face sitting like this. And then the entire kind of piece here will sandwich down. And then this blue panel here with its tab will match a tab on the neck. And again, it's not the most elegant of transformation steps to kind of get this all into place, but it will all lock together once you get them set up. To finish off the arms, we just take the panel here, and it'll hinge backwards further onto the arm. And there actually is a soft little kind of locking point here further onto the arm here, where you can peg in that panel if you rotate the hand around. So again, we'll just hinge this back further onto the arm. It's a bit stiff on this copy. And then it'll lock into place. And here we've got Masterpiece Cheetor in his robot mode. Other than these legs here on the back, the overall mode is pretty much dead on to the cartoon model. No hollow parts, very little kibble, again, other than these legs here, but you do get the show accurate shoulder kind of pauldrons here. You get some nice metallic gold, some nice metallic blue that's now appeared out of this robot mode. He does have a faux cheetah mode head chest there, which has got some nice detailing on it. And it's overall really nice looking robot mode here. He does come with two weapons. One was the stomach weapon here. So if we just flip out this piece here, and then we can fold out the cannon here and collapse this down. And then he's got a handle we can pull out. And this is the show accurate gun that he had. And he can hold it in his hand. It can be a bit tricky, but he does have a channel that matches the peg here. It's just a matter of kind of getting it situated in there and getting it situated just right. Will lock into place, and he can hold his weapon. The other weapon he has here is from this part that was the top of the cat mode with the tail. And so we take these panels here, fold them forward, take this little panel underneath it and fold it up, and it'll tab into place on each side. So again, rotate these pieces up and then fold them in. And there are two little tabs here that match the back of this part. Push up and lift up on the kind of gun part right here. It rotates at its base, and it's kind of stiff. And then face it forward. Push down here to get this handle available, so you can have it there. And the tail will curl around, and there is a two tab hole here and here that match the handle, and as well as the kind of the front of the gun. And this homages the toy weapon that he had. Now, unlike the gut gun, it actually does fit into his hand, but it doesn't. There's no locking point into place. So essentially, you get it situated like that, and you wrap the fingers around it. Again, it's not a secure connection. He'll hold it, and it's not like loose, but it won't. He's not like a nice locking position. So you can get imposed with it, but again, it's a bit loose. If you like, you can actually store both weapons on his back. So if we switch these out and flip him around, this piece here, if we move these legs out of the way temporarily, there is a tab here that matches this tab part here on the tail, and so we can situate it and peg it in here, and then we can close the legs up and peg them together. And then there's this slot here up on next to his neck that we can take this piece, and then this will sit there. So if you want to have him hold his weapons on his back, you can. If you want to, obviously it does get in the way a little bit, but you have that option. As far as posability for Cheetor here, his head is on a rotation joint, so he can side to side and look up and down a little bit on both sides. His arms here can move forward and back on a swivel. They also can hinge upward and downward. The shoulder joint here can rotate upwards, but what ends up happening on some of these is because of this locking joint, this could come loose. It seems to be more specifically on this side. So when you're trying to rotate the arm upwards, I would recommend keeping a finger on this point. He does have an upper bicep swivel, double jointed arms. His hands here, if we move the panel out of the way so we get a little bit more access to it. The hands can rotate at the wrist. It's actually just pegged in. He's got one set of fingers that can open up quite wide. They're the longer fingers that the show model had. But he also has a pin joint here so that the hand can rotate inward, the wrist, or rotate outward for posability, which is interesting. He does have a waist swivel, so you can move side to side there. The legs can hinge outwards. There is that rotation joint at the legs, so they can move forward and back. This is all nice and stiff. He's got a rotation, you can rotate at the upper knee. He does have double jointed knees, so you can get that knee bend very, very strongly. When you are getting him back into his robot mode, you want to make sure that that knee piece there is kind of closer to the knee panel here. He does have ankle articulation. It's pretty strong, so you get some nice flat-footed poses with that heel spur that can rotate, as well as the toe part here that can rotate forward. And overall, really nice posability options here for Cheetor. Utilizing all the joints he does have, you can get him in some pretty dynamic poses. If we bend his knees, you can use that and balance him just right. You can use that toe joint that bends to be able to hold himself up. You just get the balance just right, which is pretty cool, like that. He can take a knee if you like. Just utilize those double knee bends. Nice solid look here, getting on one knee. And then finally, what you can actually do, just like you could in his Cheetah mode, if we come to the underside of the robot mode here on the back, there is a peg that if we take the stand, like one that came here, there's one again, one that came with tracks, and peg it in here, which can be a bit tricky. You get some nice poses here like this one with if you use a stand. Again, really nice posable robot mode here for Cheetor. The final accessories that he does come with are some alternate faceplates. So here's the default face that comes installed. It's more of just a stoic version of Cheetor's face. To replace it, we just lift forward on this little panel here, and it just tabs in. The first alternate face he has is just a smile, which isn't that much different than his default face. The mouth's just open just a little bit more. And then the third and final faceplate we get for his robot mode is one where he's kind of got a surprise face, where his mouth's open a little bit wider. You can see his robot mode teeth there. You can see that he does have this nice golden light piping I've seen some people, they kind of, if you want to, you could homage the kind of mutant mode head by having the head rotated that way. But I think this is a really nice version of Masterpiece Cheetor here. So let's go ahead and take a look at some comparisons for this guy. Robo comparisons between Masterpiece Cheetor and Masterpiece Optimus Primal, the very first Masterpiece Beast Wars character. You can see how well they scale side by side, how well Cheetor looks next to BossBot here, how Primal's just a little bit taller, which matches the show scale that they used. And stylistically, you can see how they match and how they both look like their CG show models here in their robot modes. Really, really nice looking side by side. Beast mode comparison with Masterpiece Primal. You can see how size-wise they seem to fit, which seems to match the show scale that they were using. And how detail-wise, the nice fur on Primal matches the fur detail and spots on Cheetor here. And just overall how they look good side by side here as Masterpiece versions of these Beast Wars characters. Comparing Masterpiece Cheetor here with some other recent Beast Wars figures. Not only have Optimus Primal again, but we've got some Takara Tomy Legends figures. These are more accurate to the show decos of Rattrap, Rhinox, Waspinator, and Blackarachnia. Some of them work as placeholders of kind of Masterpiece versions of the characters, more specifically Rattrap and Waspinator. And they look good here side by side with these other recent releases. Again, the only one that looks a little odd, you can kind of tell, is Rhinox here. He's a bit small in his robot mode. But they all color-wise seem to match here in their robot mode. And beast mode comparison with these other Takara Tomy Legends figures. Again, you can see the overall kind of paint and look and design for Rattrap, Rhinox, Waspinator, and Blackarachnia seem to match a show aesthetic quite well. And they work as placeholders as Masterpiece versions of these characters next to Primal and Cheetor. The only odd one out kind of overall is Rhinox here, mostly due to scale. And then real quick for fun, here's Masterpiece Cheetor next to the original Classics version of Cheetor, the deluxe class figure. And you can see that I know that the Masterpiece obviously is a much higher price class and a lot more effort went into it, but it's fun to see these two figures side by side and see how Takara Tomy was able to make a nice show accurate version here of Cheetor for our collections. And Cheetah mode comparisons between the classics and the Masterpiece figures. And you can see, again, how much more detail and overall engineering went into the Masterpiece figure to give us a nice show accurate version of Cheetor here. One that definitely matches the show model and is a great addition to your Masterpiece collection. Some final thoughts here for Takara Tomy MP-33 Cheetus, otherwise known as Beast Wars Cheetor. This is by far the best toy rendition of the Beast Wars Maximal that we've gotten yet. This looks like what Cheetor looked like in the show in his robot mode. He also matches the Cheetah mode when he's in his alternate mode. He comes with 3 different Cheetah heads with 3 different eye options. He comes with 3 different faceplate options for his robot mode here. He comes with 2 different weapons. And then his range of posability, as I've shown off, he's got a lot of range of posability. They've made this a very, very flexible figure. And he builds off of what they've come before with Masterpiece Optimus Primal here. Now we know that Masterpiece Dinobot is the next kind of announced Beast Wars Masterpiece figure, and so adding Cheetor to that list of having, building off your Masterpiece Maximals would be really great. Masterpiece Cheetor here is currently available from the Chosen Prime. If you happen to order from the Chosen Prime, he will be coming with a little die-cast Optimus Primal figure that is part of the Asia exclusive release. And so if you'd like to add Cheetor here to your Masterpiece collection, he does come recommended. It's an excellently built figure, so take care.